Three of the country's labor union federations, COSATU, FEDUSA and SAFTU, say South Africa will have to do more to demonstrate that it's able to address service delivery challenges in the public sector. That's amid the cost of paying public servants having gone up from 154 billion rand in 2006 to 679.1 billion rand in 2024. COSATU says government is to blame for the lack of economic growth and maintains that assertions that the public sector wage bill has ballooned to uncontrollable levels are not true.
Simply cutting the budget and not addressing the economic blockages is going to lead nowhere, and that's what government has done for the past few years. The wage bill is not growing. The wage bill has actually been stable at 35% of the budget since 2008 for 15 years, and that's in line with international norms. In fact, in the last 2 years, because of budget cuts, because of freezing of vacancies, not filling key posts, the wage bill has decreased from 34 to 31%. That's from the National Treasury's budget stats. So it's decreased. The crisis is we're not fixing the state, we're not growing the economy.
The government has settled on above inflation pay increases for more than a decade, making public servants and trade unions accustomed to this. But the workers say they found themselves in court with the employer who's failed to honor the last leg of the 2018 agreement, accusing government of also unilaterally implementing a 3% wage increase in 2023. The workers have now reduced their wage demand for 2025 from 12% to a 7.5% increase as talks continue at the bargaining council.
You must remember 2 years in a row that public servants did not get a salary increase but got basically what is called a cash allowance, which did not equate to a pensionable salary. I think also of critically is staff shortage at our institutions, particularly in the health institutions, the education institution, and especially with the rampant increase in crime, to increase our uniform personnel in the South African Police Service. We've reduced our demand drastically from where we started off, from the 12%. We're now sitting at 7.5%. The employer is sitting at 4.7% CPI.
The workers are calling for an expansion of the allocation towards public service to support workers whom they say have been navigating tough times. The South African Federation of Trade Unions, SAFTU, believes the workers' demands can be met.
It is a choice. They had other choices to pursue, but they have chosen neoliberalism, austerity program, which means budget cuts, and fiscal consolidation, which means privatization and more budget cuts. It's a policy choice. They are solving the crisis of capitalism on the backs of workers. We are resisting that. We are refusing that.
But economists have warned that the workers' demands are unrealistic in a struggling economy. They believe the Finance Minister will have a difficult balancing act in navigating the public sector wage bill when he delivers the mid-term budget.
For too many years, the government was too generous in accommodating the salary and wage demands of civil servants. And the government typically agreed to a general salary increase of the inflation rate plus 1 percentage point. And in addition to that, civil servants also get annual notch increases that put additional pressure on the civil service wage bill. So as percentage of South Africa's GDP and as percentage of total government revenue, the wage bill got completely out of hand. And this generosity, misplaced generosity, I want to call it, cannot continue going into the future. The South African economy can no longer afford the wage bill of the civil service.
The workers are set to stage demonstrations outside Parliament on Budget Day. They've vowed to reject an austerity budget that they believe won't speak to their day-to-day challenges. Katlego Logodi, SABC News in Johannesburg.